Hello everyone, Argsy here. Welcome back to Argsy Farms here on the Oaks multiplayer server. We are in July, we're near the end of July, and things are ticking along quite nicely. We're not quite at the stage where any of our crops are ready to harvest. There is, however, a lot of harvesting going on the map and around some a lot of crops which are ready, which has led to a lot of harvest contracts. Now, of course, we're not get up to take harvest contracts on or anything like that. So we're leaving those to everyone else, but we can do some of the follow-up work, which is the cultivating contracts. So we're going to look at picking some of those up, probably get our manager in to try and do some of that work over the next couple of weeks, which should be good. But that's not what we're standing here in front of the cattle with a cattle truck for. We are going to sell the first of our animals. We're going to get rid of the 10 oldest Angus and 10 oldest Friesians and send them off down to the animal dealer to, well, probably be made into some meat patties or something like that, some prime steak, all those good red meat things that you get. But that is our plan today. That will leave us 10 of each of the younger ones, and they are 12 months old. So the ones we're selling, they are going to be 24 months old. But let's jump in the truck. We'll go and get them loaded up. We can talk a little bit more on our way down to the animal dealer. So we are here in the truck and having a look at our animals. We've got the 24-month-old Angus just here, $2,800. Now we paid $1,650 for those, so we're going to move those to the trailer, go and get them sold. And likewise, we've got the older of the Holsteins here, 24 months old, which are $1,200, and we're going to move those across. I can't remember exactly what we paid for those. We'll just have a look at my little spreadsheet, which is keeping track of those. Holsteins at 12 months were $800, so we're going to move those over at $1,200. So not a huge amount of profit we've made off them, but it's money going back into the bank, which is the important thing. But where I'm more interested, we now are left with these two here at 12 months old, which are $640 and $1,500. So they're about halfway to the value we got there. Now we only paid $100 for the Holsteins and $300 for the Angus. So my plan now is we'll replenish back in with some new baby bulls, baby calves at 1 month old, and that should mean every 12 months we're able to go through and sell and make basically the profit that we're going to make off these ones. That is the plan. However, we're actually going to come back empty, because I've got another plan as well. We're going to sell this cattle pen, so I need to put the rest of what we've got into the trailer so we can get that sold, and we're going to build a new pasture for the beef. The reason being, we're missing out on quite a lot of income for slurry. I know that there's a lot being done elsewhere, and people are making quite a decent amount of money on selling that off to Mark, and he's able to make fertilizer for it, as well as some of the others which are doing similar things. So I think it would be in our best interests to have our own slurry producing. We've missed out on that for 12 months now, so I think we need to do something to fix that. So I've got a plan. Let's go down and get these sold first, and we'll get back and I'll take a look at what we're going to do. We're just pulling up here towards the animal dealer in there on our left. Now, just come around the corner here. There's lots of deer around today. And we've got the entrance in just here. Now, we'd go to the right normally to sell our bales, and that would be in the big barn in front of us. But I think we come around and keep on going around to the left. There you go. You can see the trigger for the animal dealer. So we'll get pulled up there and see about getting these cattle sold. Then we're going to head back on down to the farm. That should be us about there. Right, let's see if we can pull up that animal dialogue. And there we go. There is our animals we have in the trailer. So we've got 10 there. We're going to sell those for $28,000. Yes, please. And the Holsteins as well. 10 of those to sell for $12,000. So grand total of $40,000 coming in off those. Bear in mind, obviously, we spent about 30 grand or something like that buying them. So it's not a perfect, pure $40,000 worth of profit, plus the costs we've had to put into the feed. But I am keeping track of everything there, so it'll be interesting to have a look at in a little bit to see how it all works out. But let's head on back down to the farm. We're going to go grab the other animals out, put them in the trailer so that we can get that pasture sold and look to purchase a new one. That's us back here at the yard. We've got the animals loaded up into the trailer, so let's head on over here. We are going to get this sucker sold, and we're going to put something down which is going to work out better for us in the long run, I think. We'll have a look and see how it's going to fit in there. I do wonder whether we might be able to get a couple in there, but just one for now because we don't have the animal numbers to need to have 2 or more. So let's jump into the build menu and go and have a look. So we do have a little bit of feed in here which we're going to lose, but if I just have a look here, if we demolish that, will probably give us an option. $37,500. I'm just going to say no for now, because before we go ahead and do that, we've got these cattle pens here for beef cattle. We've got the $80,000 one, holds 200 head. We've got the 60,000 which holds 150. What I'm going to go for, I think, is this $40,000 version which holds 90 head of cattle. Now I'm looking at that. It does look to have a slurry trigger and everything like that. I'm not sure where the feeding is on it, so we do just have to be a little bit careful. In fact, I might just turn on our symbols so I can see exactly where it might be. Alright, and there you go. You can see we've got some triggers there for the animals down the side, so we need to make sure we have access to that. There's the slurry there on the left. There's obviously another fill point for something. Just have a look around. There's a dump point. I'm assuming that's probably going to be our feed trigger. So we kind of need to make sure we have access to all 3 sides of it. I just wonder whether our best option, because if we put it in here, we're actually going to have enough space to put a second one in down there and redo this space in the future. We could even, probably going to be a little bit big. So I think 2 of these $40,000 ones, giving us 180 head of cattle, is probably going to be a really good option in the long run. But for now, I think that is going to be enough just on its own. And we don't need access to the back. There's no triggers down there, so we can put that hard up against that little bit of bank there. So let's get our current one sold. That demolished. Here we go, $37,500, all done. In fact, we got $34,000 for it. And let's go and try and get this one placed down. In fact, the fences, can we demolish those? I hope we can, or else that's going to be a bit of a problem for us. So I've had a little bit of a play around here. This is not the ideal situation for us, unfortunately, having those fences as obviously a built object rather than a built fence or anything like that. Not something we can demolish, it's just placed in the map. So we're going to have to kind of take a little bit of artistic and creative license here. So what I'm going to do, I think if we line that up pretty much on the front there, gives us space there down in the foreground where you can go around the edge of that fence and we can get into our feed trigger. We've got space on the right to get to the animal trigger, and then the 2 triggers here on the front are accessible. And then if we move over, it does mean we could potentially get a second shed in here in the future, maybe even go over the edge there. I think there's access to get around the end. There would be access to come right around the back and fill up from there. I don't think there's any other option really. We could look to have it around that way, but we're going to run into all sorts of problems, I think, with doing that as well. So I think this is going to be our best solution. Again, like I said, not ideal, but we're just having to work with what we have here without having to be able to go in and edit the map. Now, of course, if I was doing this on a single player, I would just do that entirely. I would go in and edit the map and take those out in Giants Editor, but let's just I think that'll be alright. We can back down the side there to get to our animals. We can get into the feed on the other side. So just put that down there. We'll go and take a look at it. Alright, and there we go. That is our new animal pen. So we've got the feed trigger there on the left. We'll be able to sell some slurry, and that'll be in a good spot for someone to come in here and collect slurry, whether it's Mark or whoever that is. And then down this side is our animal trigger. So we'll back the truck down there. We will try and get those animals loaded in, and then we'll go and get some more bought and get them fed. So that should be us over the trigger. We'll just press the button there and take a look, and yes indeed we can move those into the husbandry. That's those ones. I'll get those ones moved as well. There we go, that is all those animals in there, and you can see them. In fact, we'll hop out and go and have a look. You can see them milling about in there, all happy as. Look at that, all comfy. So we'll get them some food, and we'll go and get some more bought as well. So feed wagon hooked up to the back of the 5 Series. We should be able to just head on in here, get ourselves spun around to where the feed trigger is. Let's go and have a look and see if we can get some of this delicious looking TMR unloaded here for the animals. Here we go, we're getting a trigger, so let's get that up and running. That's firing out here. They are all going to wander over. I love that part of this game. It's the way the animals react when you feed them. Come on over. go and get themselves filled up in the feed trough. Fantastic. So we'll just run this one out. That should be enough for them for now, and we'll head on down and get the other 10 so bought. Alright, there we go, job done. It turned out of here. It's not too much. It's a mild inconvenience that we can live with. We're going to have to live with it. Anyhow, we'll park this up, leave it here for now, and head on over and go and get some more animals. We're down here at the animal dealer, and I think what we're going to do is we are going to buy 20 Angus. I know we've been running 10 and 10 on the Holsteins, but while the Angus here are 3 times more the price of the male Holsteins there, $100 versus $300, which means we're going to spend $6,000 rather than $2,000. At the end, the profit's much better. So I think that's going to be the best option for us. So we'll get those bought, and we will head on back down to the yard. We'll go and get them unloaded, and that should be good. Now, the other benefit I have noticed with that new animal pen is it doesn't require water, and that was a little bit of a cumbersome task that we had to do, running back and forth between the pond on the other side of the farm with that small 2,000 litre water trailer. So we'll have to figure out. I did have a plan to potentially look at greenhouses at some stage, so we'll keep hold of the water trailer for now, but it is going to make things a whole lot easier that we don't have to worry about that when it is time to take care of the animals. It's purely going to be mixing up some food and keeping them fed. So let's get on back down to the yard, go and get them unloaded, and then we'll move on to the actual farming tasks that we have lined up for us for this month. And here we are back, so we'll get these animals all unloaded. The ones out of the trailer there, 20 of them moved into the husbandry, which will put us back up on 40 total. There they are, $92, so they've lost a lot of value just in the coming back here. Let's go and have a look at the pasture there. Animal health 66%, that'll go up as we get through. Food looking pretty good there, 16,000 litres. Just taking a look, actually this looks like it might have higher capacity than the previous one, so it means we can probably leave it loaded up a little bit more than some of the others. Probably throw some straw in as well, maybe get some manure, or we might just leave it and see about getting some slurry. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this all goes. I'm looking forward to the new pen, I'm looking forward to not having to water things, and looking forward to carrying on our testing here with the animals. But there we go, little calves, very nice to see. Right, we're going to take this back over to Mark, we'll get it dieseled up and head on back over to his farm, drop that off for him, and then we've got some mowing to go and get done. So let's carry on. Alright, well Mark said he'd come and grab the truck from us, and there he goes. Doesn't even want it pressure washed. Not that dirty anyhow. There we go, that looks pretty good. On your way, Mark. Nice to see you, thank you very much for the use of the truck. We'll no doubt be calling on your services again at some time soon. Right, well, with that out of the way, let's head on over here. We've already got the mowers hooked up. We're going to head down to our grass field. Obviously the first time we're going to be mowing that one, bigger than what we have been working in previously. So I think the plan is to take some more silage off. We do need to actually, on our way, we're going to go and check our storage, because I just need to go and check how much hay we have, making sure we're going to be left with enough. So we'll jump on down there, and then we'll head on over to the field. Well, we got a good mix there, 77 silage bales, 31 hay bales. So I think we'll go and make that into some silage. We should be able to, what are we, July, August, September, October, we should be able to get one more cut off before winter comes. Probably wouldn't be making hay in November, but we'll give it a go. Go and make some silage today. So let's jump back up in here, got everything done. I do need to change these wheels back over. Obviously we put the skinny ones on those for when we were doing the fertilizer spreading. Wasn't actually needed, but we did do it anyhow. So let's go and get that sorted. Probably won't do it today. I do just want to go and start getting started on the mowing, and I don't think we'll have too many issues with traction, but with some cultivation contracts to do, I think that might be an important thing to get sorted sometime soon, because this tractor will probably be putting a lot of hours into some field work. Need to look at what we're going to use for a cultivator as well. At the moment we're not that well set up with just our subsoiler, so that might be an option to sell that, replace it with a disc harrow or disc cultivator or something like that, that we can pull, something big enough that we can pull and can get through the fields a little bit quicker. And then if we even need our fields ploughed, we can outsource that to someone else on the server. So yeah, that's the things to think about. Always something to think about here. It's been a lot of fun actually trying to piece together all the little bits and pieces of the puzzle. So anyhow, let's head on over. We're just around the corner here and go and get started on our mowing. Alright, well here we are for the very first time. So let's get everything unfolded, front and back mower there. Front one's done. We'll get that spooled up and spinning. We'll get it lowered down as well. Once we've got these back ones in position, we'll get them started and put them down on the deck as well. And we should be able to start mowing and getting some grass. There we go. It's a good start. Right, get moved over a little bit. We can obviously get a little bit closer to the edge of the field. And we will be wanting to set up a little bit of a GPS path on this as well. So I think we'll just try and do that as we're going along here. It'll be a good spot. A and B point, get our width set, get our lines double checked. And that's all looking pretty good. So we'll turn those on. Of course, snapped terrain angle. We'll just make do with it. We'll come down and tidy that a little bit up a little bit later, or when we go around a couple more times. But that's us all up and moving. So let's carry on. We'll get this field mowed. And then I think we'll probably have to leave it sitting for a while, more because I don't have time to do much more in this session than get this mowed, but we might be back a little bit later. But I'll touch base with you once we've finished here and see what the plan might be. There we go, that is the field all finished. That's gone pretty quick actually, not too bad at all. I thought it could have taken a little bit longer. It's definitely noticeably bigger than what we've had, but it's going to be good. Nice big long runs, nice big square field, which has made things a whole lot easier. Just about had a little whoopsie with the GPS getting locked on and cruise control and ending up in the wheat field, but we just managed to rescue ourselves as we poked the mower through the hedge, so no harm, no foul there. So let's get things all back down to the yard, and then we'll from there figure out exactly what we're going to be doing. Well, that's us back down here. We've got the tractor back in, the shed mowers unhooked. Now, like I said, I don't have time to carry on doing any more work right at this minute, so I'm going to leave things there. For this episode, what we're probably going to be doing, I do want to get things finished off before the end of the month, so keep an eye out. From here on, there's going to be a whole lot more of this video, but it is all just going to be me time-lapsing and montaging to get everything finished, but we will get the silage all baled up and everything like that. What's my guess on how many bales we're going to get off that? I reckon we could get 52 bales off that field, 52 grass silage bales off that field, so keep an eye out for the end of the episode to see exactly how many we ended up with. But from me for now, that is all. Thank you all very much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed up till now, and I hope you enjoyed the rest of the episode, and I'll catch you in the next one.